Today we are at the home of the legendary Bunny Wailer, who has always been a pioneer in reggae music and from the legalization of ganja in Jamaica. Now, to me, there is three people who have always been at the forefront of this: Bob Marley, Peter Tosh, and Bunny Wailer. But unfortunately, we can't talk to Bob and we can't talk to Peter, but we can talk to Bunny Wailer. So today we are at his home and we're going to ask him a couple of questions about the march that was on the 21st of April. The 20th of April. And what his views are and how we're going to get step forward in getting this legalization for ganja in Jamaica.
First, I'd like to introduce myself. I am original Wailer, foundation of the Wailers. Robert Nesta Marley, Winston Hubert McIntosh, Tuna Brathwaite, Beverly Kelso, and yours truly, Jabi, Bunny Wailer, still surviving member of the Wailers. And as we look into so many things surrounding the custom, culture, and practice of Rastafarians, here, there, and everywhere, ganja, high grade, sensimilla, whatever we want to call it, has been the focus of Rastafarians because it's a symbol of our worship unto Emperor Haile High, Selassie High, Jah Rastafari, here, there, and everywhere. So I, as a Rastafarian, have been and will always be focusing on the things that is related to high grade, because high grade is a very essential substance that is now being focused on by the world's authority. America, as one of those people who had laws against marijuana, has now legalized marijuana. And there are certain countries to legalize marijuana that, with our vision and reasoning, would wake up the consciousness of these races and nations so that they will understand the true liberty and freedom of high-grade ganja, here, there, and everywhere. So I, being a Rastafarian from birth, for my father had been a distributor of marijuana. Ever since I was a kid, I grew to understand that one of those things that related to the custom, culture, and practice of Rastafarians globally is related to high-grade marijuana. And my dad was one who had to do with marijuana. From it was donkey weed. There's a lot of people who don't even know that there was another weed before marijuana called donkey weed. When my father was a distributor of donkey weed until the Rasta culture encouraged him to start selling high-grade marijuana. That is now something that is focusing to be legalized internationally. So I am really, very curious. And I am satisfied also to know that I have been acquainted with a one like Thaddeus Livingston, one that has been establishing marijuana right up until his death here in the same place on the 10th of my birthday, same way. He started it on my birthday and ended it on my birthday, so I'm here still focusing on my father Thaddeus in as far as high-grade marijuana. And I'm satisfied and I'm happy to see that the world is now waking up to the conscious and collectiveness of high grade, that I'm sure it will be futuristically liberal, you know, so that all the people who are catering on using marijuana, or people who would be catering on using because they will find it necessary to use marijuana, that is something that we are looking forward and futuristic to see happening here in this modern and civilized world. So I am very welcoming in whatever is surrounding the legalization of high grade, and I am in 100% support of the legalization of high grade, because I've been smoking high grade from I was a little youth, and I'm still smoking high grade.
Rasta.
Serious thing, you know. So, and as far as the culture, custom, and practice of Rastafari, and as far as high grade and the unification of Rasta and high grade, that is something that is eternal. Focusing on all the things that Rastafarians would do, smoking high grade is the best of them all for Rastafarians, to be always contributing and burning high grade, here, there, and everywhere, legal or illegal, because I know that Emperor Haile Selassie is the creator of high grade, and I who serve the creator and master of creation choose it, high grade, when we worship him, Emperor Haile Selassie, Jah Rastafari. Sila.
Bless.
Can you talk about the importance of keeping Rasta in cannabis when it becomes legal in Jamaica? The importance of Rasta staying with the cannabis, using it to benefit the community that it came from?
I think so far it has been an importance for Rasta, because Rasta has been the one that has been exalting cannabis, high grade ganja, whatever way, whatever terms it is going to be called. It has been the Rastafarians who have been elaborating on the utilization of high grade, that I myself, as a Rastafarian, along with Robert, Nesta, Bob Marley, and Peter Tosh, as you can, understand that these people are Rastafarians that have been serving Emperor Haile Selassie and utilizing high grade as their symbol of worship. So high grade is an essential focus and necessity where Rastafarians are concerned. And I and Idrians and sisters of the faith will always be embracing high grade as our form of worshipping Emperor Haile Selassie. The symbol of our worship will always be high grade, nothing else. Serious thing.
Okay, I'm Sister Maxine Stowe. I'm with the Rastafari Millennium Council, and I am focused on the preservation of the intellectual property rights of the Rastafari community in the music and in the lifestyle merchandising areas, and now presently in the ganja industry, marijuana industry. In so doing, our platform is that our culture actually is entwined in Jamaican music, because Jamaican music is a wide variety of music. but the Rastafari culture has a direct, is in the DNA of the music, and outside of the music, it is the merchandising of the music. The whole clothing of the music is Rastafari, etc. So it has been transferred informally and has created a multi-million, probably billion-dollar market externally that the culture has not benefited from, which the culture was not really interested in benefiting from it. It was just interested in establishing the faith of Rastafari. However, it has reached a stage now where that growth is now challenging the culture itself in terms of trying to remake the culture, redefine the culture, and also for the true Rastafarian, his entrepreneurship around what he builds and creates is now being shipped in from China. So based on that, we have had to, as with other indigenous cultures over the world, because the new environmental market is to go for things indigenous and to replicate it for the other billions of people, we have to set up our councils and trust funds and our intellectual property organizations to manage that. So this is where we are with the ganja. As you know, Rastafari, as the Honorable Bonnie Wailer just established, is intrinsic to the music and is intrinsic to ganja. So ganja coming out of Jamaica is a Rastafarian product, regardless of the other, uses and the other personalities that are involved in the trade of it. It's the Rastafarian brand and the Rastafarian morality and the Rastafarian sacramental use, because we have to protect that. Because when we see commercialization, it will create ganja products that can give you cancer. So even though it starts medicinally, we have to be careful even of over-commercialization, that some, clone product or something is not made out of it that actually becomes injurious to the human being. So we find that culturally we have to protect the whole plant, not just the, cannabinoids and the THC, but the holistic history of the plant, which was to be used naturally by humanity without any pharmaceutical arrangement. Mm-hmm.
I, as a Rastafarian, have legalized herb from...
You start smoking?
Start smoke herb, because I smoke herb in the respect and worship of His Imperial Majesty, Emperor Haile Selassie. And that the power comes through inspiration. Songs that I've written and sung, that it's because of the communication through high grade with the might and power of the Trinity that has given I that the ability to be focusing in recording so many songs that Bonnie Wailer has recorded. So high grade is something that is a part of our existence, and it doesn't matter how long it is going to take. There is going to come a time when high grade is going to be liberal internationally. So I am one of those people who have been doing that. I've been sent to prison. I've been sentenced for having high grade, although in reality I didn't. But because I am still here burning high grade, them can always sentence me some more, because I'll always be involved in the exaltation of high grade, which is the high of grade. Because marijuana, is something that a lot of people might use and have use for and reasons to use and stuff like that. But if you were to check the real principles that governs marijuana, it's remarkable. It's something that the world should understand, and these people who are like doctors and nurses and people who are in that kind of a medical situation should understand that high grade is for the healing
of the nation.
Of the nation.